When you pawn your wedding ring and your head is up your ass. Now you're listening to the Broke Even Podcast.
Johnny,
Daryll Schmitz.
it's week 5 of football. We're in the heart of it. We're in the heat of it. We're actually in the cool of it. It's feeling like fall out there. It couldn't be more football weather. Yeah, we're both rocking some long sleeves. Just feels right, doesn't it?
Yeah, coming here, the weather today is just a beautiful fall day.
You know what else reminds me of fall? Losing bets.
Well, Daryll, that's what I want to talk about to open up this podcast. We're gonna go off script a little bit. Sometimes you bet and you lose in life, and it's not on. You don't gamble on money and don't gamble on sports. I was at a comedy show, Goose Island, run by Pat Belloc, Brian Laurel. Shout out Chicago Comedy. Amazing show. And I'm very hungover from the weekend we spent in Dubuque.
Yeah, we had a long weekend.
And I have a couple free beers there, and then I'm like, let's just say I bet on a fart and lost.
Oh, no. John, no.
At the show.
John, no.
Bet on a fart and lost. Didn't breach the cheeks. Had to kind of waddle to the potty mid-set of some other comedian, which is very rude. The bathroom is right there. So you
had not gone up at this point?
I'd not gone up.
Oh, no.
And it's mid-show. And luckily, it really didn't, nothing, no garments needed to be thrown away. It didn't breach the cheeks, but it was like, could have been it could have been a go home. It could have been a go home.
That's just the ultimate loss this weekend then.
I mean, just L after L. And then here, on the way here today, I had steak and eggs for breakfast and then had an emergency bathroom session when I walked into the building.
Which is a tough.
I was 2 minutes away from maybe an alley. Just absolute L after L after L. I crushed 3 fiber gummies before coming here.
Why would you do that?
I'm trying to stay regular. Hadn't have roughage and then
Maybe just do that after the pod. Like that, just for our sake. Like I hate this. Let's start over. Episode 5. You sick pig.
Oh, God. Really,
John.
Really a pig in mud. Really a pig in mud recently. Just rolling around in a day. But I thought about you Sunday of like.
Thank you. I hope you thought of me while you did that.
I bet and lost. I looked at Pat, came back, and I was like, I bet on the fart and lost.
I mean, after we had a long weekend in Dubuque, Iowa. We performed some stand-up comedy, and we went to the sportsbook casino during the day. We gambled a lot. And we watched so much football. And John, your worst loss of the weekend for sure. He decided to do a lot of money line bets on heavy favorites, and one of them did include Oklahoma, who dropped a game to Kansas State, who in week 1 of this podcast, John said Kansas State was his sleeper pick for the Big 12.
Yeah.
And he decided to bet against that pick and lost.
Yeah.
So I have very little sympathy for my sweet boy.
Yeah. I mean, it was my own, I shouldn't have went against my own self.
That's right.
That's what we learned. And it was just a day of backdoor covers. It was a day.
A lot of backdoor covers.
Weird things happen. That was the only really big upset of the day.
Yes, it was.
Besides, let me take it back. Middle Tennessee State murdered Miami.
That doesn't make any sense. Clearly
murdered them.
Clearly, Miami's just bad. That might just be it. But they did get there. I mean, that was a 21-point spread, and
they never. I don't think they ever led. I mean, they got killed.
It was an ass kicking because I remember we looked at it. I think it was like 21-0. And we were in the sports book, and that was on one of the smaller TVs. And we were like, what the hell is happening? Well, they'll come back. Yeah. And they never, ever did.
That reminds me, I have to say, I want to bring this up before I forget.
Please.
I want anyone who listens to the pod, send in your bad beats.
Absolutely.
For next week, I'd like to kind of do almost like a mid-season review.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying that it's always our bad beats.
Yeah.
Never any of yours.
Yeah.
Like, that just seems insulting.
And to be clear, I don't want to hear about you winning money.
Absolutely.
You keep that to yourself. You hide that from your own wife, but
absolutely.
You need to give us your bad beats. Give me and it could even be mostly sports, but if you've ever gambled in life and lost, I'll take those too. So
please.
Anything.
Yeah, if anybody else shit their pants before a show, that weuld love to hear that as well. Thank you. That's some great content.
I mean, I personally would like to feel that community.
Maybe that can be a spin-off of the Broke Even podcast where we just talk about
Broke
life.
Brown.
Yep. I hate this.
Bubble guts is what we'll call that. And it is already famous, and it's trending.
Here's the deal, John. I didn't have as many awful beats other than just, obviously Wisconsin getting their absolute ass kicked. But I'm happy because I knew that was coming, and I didn't really watch a second of it because luckily we were performing and I didn't have to care. But
you almost booked the show around this
absolutely,
game.
but because I knew this was going to happen, and by the time the show even started, I believe Wisconsin was down 28-0.
Correct.
So it's just easy just to go up on stage and it was fine. But otherwise, like, just throughout the day, I just wasn't winning. You know when you just bet and your teams that you're picking, they just lose. That's what it was.
Yeah.
It was just loser Saturday.
For me, it was just like I keep on
followed
happening.
by devastating Sunday.
It's the parlay thing of like the first, it happens like clockwork. The first 3, 4, 5 games hit, and the last one misses.
Yes, it is. It's something very fishy is going on.
It's just infuriating. I was going to bet $1,000. I was going to lay down a stack for Michigan, Ohio State, USC, which yielded $800. Now, the Ohio State part of that was free money. Michigan struggled with Maryland. That would have been,
you'd have been grinding.
I would have been
game.
absolutely.
Yes.
And then
they ended up pulling out a nice win.
And then USC squeaked out a win in Corvallis. In a game in which Vegas took that game off the books twice because the points started going back and forth so much, and they were like, "What's going on?" Very weird game. Twice it was off the books in Vegas.
That's strange.
Really fit. We talked about this all weekend. I was obsessed with this game.
This is what I like, though. Is I like when we lose and we can maybe figure out, like, we blame like a scandal. Like something else had to be going on. It couldn't have just been our pick.
I just figured that Oregon State
what did Vegas do?
Would win. I'd put in $1,000. Oregon State wins.
I'm sorry.
And Joe Ames, the lovely comedian we went up there with, was like, "Do you want to lose $1,000 maybe on a fun upset?"
I loved everything. I'm all in on this, on what he said there.
Sentence of the weekend.
He's like, "Yeah, imagine losing $1,000
on a fun
upset." And I totally I loved everything that he said about that.
And can we agree, if I put $1,000 on that parlay, Oregon State wins? I just believe it. I'm
absolutely
sorry.
No. I'm. That's why I've been firmly against this idea of you doing this. I hate it. But whatever, pal. I mean, you can keep doing it. And all that does is you betting on all these heavy favorites, just money line, is I think that because you do this, you put it out in the universe that one of these teams is going down. So it's very good for college football content.
Yes, it is.
So thank you, John.
Yeah.
I've really thoroughly enjoyed.
I'm doing it this weekend. I just feel it. I was so close to the sun.
All right, guy. Well, turn up your radio, folks, because he's going to give some upset picks, and we're going to see.
Hey, Daryl, speaking of upset picks, your NFL upset pick and my college pick.
You goddamn right they hit.
We nailed it.
Yeah, we did. I've got 2 weeks in a row here with my big upsets.
Amazing call by you on
Cooper Rush, and I said Trevor Lawrence was coming out and beating the Chargers, and that was before I had any idea that Herbert was a little slightly injured. He still played. They kicked ass. It was great. That was and you had a game that nobody in the world would have just been thinking was an underdog pick, but the Appalachian State. I don't even know who they played.
They played James Madison in their first year of FBS major college football play. Was down. They were up 3-0. I look at Daryl. Go, hey, Daryl.
During this, we're in the casino. We're sitting in the sports book.
Hey, Daryl.
John's like, hey, Daryl.
Hey, Daryl.
Take a look at James Madison's score. They're up 3-0.
And you're like,
okay, great. I look back maybe 5 minutes later. I'm like, hey, John, why don't you look at it now? And they're down 21 to 3.
28 or 21 to 3.
They ended up coming back.
They won the fucking game. They won.
So I had to kind of eat it there, but that that one was. But there's a lot of really fun games going on. Definitely in that early slate. That Clemson Wake Forest game went
game
overtime.
Of the weekend.
That was so good.
Amazing.
We were definitely hoping that Clemson would fall. They ended up squeaking it out.
We both bet on Clemson money line and hated every minute of grinding Clemson.
We're not Dabo fans.
We don't like Dabo,
no,
but
not.
We do like to win money, and they did get that dub.
Tennessee's the real deal, which I think is awesome. That's
played without their best wide receiver, Cedric Tillman, who had like 200 against Pitt. Wide receiver, first round NFL wide receiver, at least top 2 rounds. He didn't even play.
I really enjoy like when a team like that is like they've won games that over the last 5-10 years they just lose. This Florida game they lose.
They always lose to Florida
and ruin all the fun that they've built up. But they're the real deal. They are 4-0. I would love if they just kept going with this.
They get Bama.
Make some noise in the SEC.
They get Bama in the regular season.
I love the fan base. I love the stadium. I love Rocky Top. I love it. I had friends that went to Tennessee. I'm a big fan, so I'm going to be cheering hard for them.
As a Pitt fan, I can never, I do forsake them for beating my Panthers, but
they're better, buddy. They're a better team.
They knocked out my quarterback in the first half, my guy, and we missed 2 field goals. Daryl, we
well,
had bad kicker.
Get a better kicker. Get a healthier
kicker.
quarterback. It's simple. It's simple math.
Doesn't count if your quarterback's injured. Doesn't count. And we lost in overtime. But I digress.
What else? We had the Texas A&M Arkansas. This is
horrible game.
Yeah, Arkansas is up 14-0 early on. Texas A&M, who's is so inconsistent, played exactly how you'd expect them to play. Go down huge early, and then play a completely different team and come back and win, take down Arkansas.
Well, it was just very frustrating.
Texas A&M, if you should not bet on them or against them ever, folks.
They're the stay away team of the year.
Stay away.
I couldn't agree more. I was just going to say that. They're the stay away team. So Mississippi State's, the Arkansas is driving. They're at the 1. And they fumble at the 1.
Yep, and they returned it.
A&M guy,
they turned it back.
He gets tackled, but he hands the ball back like it's backyard football.
Yeah,
and the other guy takes it.
He hit R2 on the PlayStation, and it pitched it. And
he hit R2, brother. R2D2.
I haven't played a video game in about 10 years.
Amazing reference.
I just want you to know that's the last one I remember is hitting R2 pitches it.
Yeah, R2 doesn't exist anymore. But I kind of dated you a little bit there. He's like, I hit the old Atari stick to the left. And it pitched it backwards. Yeah.
Shut up. All right. What was it? Oregon looks strong again.
Georgia's amazing, but struggled with Kent State. Oregon and Georgia are linked the rest of the year.
Absolutely. I can't look at Oregon and forget what happened in week 1 against Georgia like that. You can't move on from this. I can't. So Oregon, they beat Washington State. I can't.
They scored 300 points in the final 4 minutes and won. Just what happened there?
So last week, you had a couple heartbreakers with your picks in college. You went 1-4 last week. I went 3-2. You're 6-14 on the early college football season. I'm 11-9.
I couldn't feel more 6-14 today. Is it June 14th?
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. This. How is that not that's fall right there, buddy? Being 6-14, you're fine. But this week is incredible. There is so many. This is the week.
This is the juiciest app. This is just conference play. Now we're a week into conference play.
That's right. We have a good idea of where certain teams stand. Which ones are need a couple wins to prove that they're great, and they're all going to get tested this week. These are. We're fully in conference play. There's going to be upsets like crazy. I'm excited. Do not do anything but watch college football this weekend.
It's time. This is the time of the year.
I unfortunately will be celebrating. Not unfortunately, very fortunate. I love. I'll be celebrating my parents' 40th wedding anniversary this weekend. So luckily, though, we're big sports fans, so we're probably just gonna have.
You're gonna have so much fun.
We're gonna have TV on, so that's fine.
I have a question for you, Daryl.
Please.
Trivia. Answer this in your car, your home, or Daryl's gonna answer right now. There's only 4 weeks have been played in college.
Yep. How
many unbeatens left out of the 130 FBS teams?
Give me. How about?
And I can't wait to say this. One of them is James Madison, and one of them is Kansas.
I was gonna say 12.
There is 21.
Oh yeah,
that's
still
unbelievably low.
That's low.
That's really low for after 4 weeks.
And especially when you include James Madison in that group, I tend to not include that.
The bottom rung of it is there's teams sticking around TCU still beaten. Minnesota looks strong. I hate to say it. UCLA.
Couple Big Ten schools there.
UCLA and Washington play this weekend, and one of them will get a nick. Penn State, obviously Ohio State, Michigan, and Georgia, Alabama.
The tops. I mean,
Clemmy, Florida State. Is Florida State back? Probably not, but
no.
They just smell like 8-4 to me.
I don't. Well, here's a couple of the games that we're not including in our top 5 picks, but they are incredible. So Wake Forest goes to Florida State, so that's gonna be a great one.
Bounce back game or
huge ACC matchup.
Great.
And then we got Stanford at Oregon. which is always a
In our 20s was a big deal.
hey, we throw away the record books when these two schools match up. And then we got Arizona State at USC, which I'm only throwing that in there because
Herm got fired in the end zone.
and we're going to bet on USC, so I just have to throw that in there.
They're undefeated money line.
And
right now.
your Georgia Tech, your Pitt Panthers is playing Georgia Tech. So
who just fired their, not only Daryl, did they fire
is
their
bad.
coach,
Yep.
they fired their athletic director.
that's tough. After that,
I have never seen that midseason coach, athletic director, like, you're gone and
Yep.
who fired you is gone.
See ya. Ouch.
And God, and I'm firing God.
That
it's just
is
like,
tough.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
That is tough.
Pop, 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 pop.
But no one cares about Georgia Tech football. All right.
And Pitt, I'm going to hammer them. Minus 24. Oof.
I don't like that.
I'll take it.
I don't like that spread. All right. Okay, let's get to some picks. These are the top 5 games selected here by the Broke Even podcast crew.
And this one, the first one, Daryl, is what we just call a couple of undefeated teams.
And we got these are two of my favorite teams, I think. So early on here in the college football season, number 7 Kentucky plays at number 14.
Juicy.
Ole Miss. Ole Miss is favored by 6. This is right away at 11 a.m. ESPN.
Yeah, this is your first beer of the day.
Yep.
And
Crack it.
You crack it, and you just get to see SEC just really good. Two opposite teams as far as like old
history.
But two middling SEC teams trying to make a leap.
Correct.
Obviously, Kentucky had a great year last year, and so did Ole Miss. But it's like sustained success.
This is whoever wins this game is going to be in that upper echelon that people talk about.
It's a
possibly
huge
getting a
fucking
playoff
game.
spot,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
insane.
You've entered the playoff
yes,
chat,
yep,
if you will.
which has got to be so fun.
Yeah.
And so, John, who you taking?
I was really looking at some things today. Ole Miss has 2 of their rushers are top 4 in the SEC in rushing, and I was like, I didn't know
That's
they
ridiculous.
were rushing
What
so
is it,
much.
Wisconsin?
It was just very surprising. Kentucky doesn't have one guy in the top 10 of rushing, right? So in the SEC. So that kind of makes me nervous, but I think this is a very big spread for a Kentucky team that is very good.
Yep.
I will take Kentucky plus 6, and I think it's what I will do in life. Obviously we'll keep our picks as our picks, but I'm going to tease Kentucky up to about plus 10 and just throw that in about every parlay in the world.
I love that, John, but I'm going to go against you because you know how I feel about Lane
Never bet
Kiffin.
against Lane.
I love Lane Kiffin. I love them at home. I love that he can get the guys up for a big game.
Yeah.
Kentucky's not used to playing big games like this. I fully believe that Ole Miss comes out and kind of brings Kentucky back down to earth.
Yeah, it seems like it needs to be a low-scoring game for Kentucky to win. Ole Miss just seems to score more points. Kentucky is more of a defensive team. I'm betting on Kentucky putting the hammer down.
Okay, John. Well, we're going off different right off the bat. I like it. All right. Now game 2, your game, number 4, Michigan at Iowa. Iowa getting 10.5. This is the big game on Fox, 11 a.m. John, also, remember when you said that Iowa-Rutgers game when it was 33.5 to just hammer that under? What was I screaming?
37. It ended up being 37. But
Over, baby.
What did I do, Daryl? I teased it up to 40, and it did hit. But
well, that's not as fun then.
not as fun, but still.
Then-
40. Oh, a 40 under still hitting. Pretty
Like,
decent.
that is
Pretty decent.
It was fun. And it was 2 defensive touchdowns? Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was expecting.
Yep, you
I
knew
kept
we'd
saying,
get
I was like,
there.
yeah, I'm like, don't worry, there's going to be a scoop and score. There's something stupid's going to happen.
Iowa
These are
leads-
2 stupid teams. That's
I
what
was
happened.
pick 6U. I mean, they just always intercept the ball.
Okay, I already know what you're picking here, but John, Michigan, Iowa, 10.5 point spread. Your boys.
Last week, Michigan at home, we watched every snap. 17-point favorites, ended up winning by 7. I teased them down to -6 in real life and won, but this is a very big spread. It does seem like they're kind of begging you to take Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Iowa has one of the worst offenses in major college football, but one of the best defenses. Michigan has a pretty good defense and a pretty good offense. I just think that McCarthy is yet to have a turnover this year and that he's due for some type of fuck up. I think that makes them cover. Iowa covers the plus 10.5. I do think Michigan wins by like 7. But I'll take Iowa.
Here's my only fear for this game, and this is irrational and stupid. but it's because it's the big game on Fox with Gus Johnson making the call. I don't know what it is about whenever I bet on that game. The
Weird
underdog,
things happen.
the stupid underdog wins outright all the time, or they keep it way too close no matter what the spread is. That being said,
You're taking the boys?
I'm taking Michigan.
Wow.
Because for the reason that over-under was 33.5 last week, I don't think I was going to score.
Yeah. And in the words of Mark Rick, better players.
Like, they're just better players.
Better players.
That's correct. And I have a feeling this is screaming like 31-6.
Yeah. Well, Michigan clapped him in the Big Ten title last year, and we've been playing without a couple boys on O that are coming back. I think they've been saving Donovan Edwards, our 5-star backup running back, who threw for a pass against them last year. I think he comes back. I think they put him all over the field. There's no tape on him, and he runs wild. But I do think that they get some BS.
And Iowa seems like a team that doesn't watch film. they just like watch old like tape from like the 50s. When like the helmets were still leather, and they're just like, all right, guys, we're gonna ground and pound. We're just not gonna turn the ball over. We're gonna win the trenches, and then that's it. And everyone's like, yeah, but what do they do on offense? Like, we don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It only matters what happens on our end. Blah, blah, blah.
It's just crazy how good they are on defense and how bad they are on offense. You need to fire the head coach. Needs to fire his son. Fire your son, who's the offensive
Keep
coordinator.
Him on. He's doing great. I love him. All right, game 3, number 2 Alabama at number 20 Arkansas. Arkansas coming off that devastating loss last week. They are giving 16.5 at home. This is 2:30 CBS. Yep, I know.
This
might be the hardest pick of the.
This is a
day,
very tough spread. And I think it's the toughest pick. I'm going to take Arkansas mainly because they can run the ball. I think they're going to play keep away and keep the score close. I think they lose by 14, 35-21, I'm a winner. I think they lose by 14, so for that, I'm taking Arkansas Razorbacks.
I can't believe we're both doing this. I'm taking Arkansas as well. God damn it. All right, folks. Hammer Alabama.
Hammer. Fade us.
This is the worst. This is the worst bet John and I have ever placed. This is, no matter what you guys have in your wallet, just put it on Alabama. We just lost that for Arkansas. I'm sorry, Arkansas fans.
Arkansas.
That was our fault.
Sorry, guys.
That was
That's
our
on
fault.
us.
That's our fault.
That's
We're
on
taking
us.
them. We're taking the points. We're going to be up 16.5-0 to start off this game, and we will lose. It will be done by the end of the first quarter.
For some reason, Alabama's offensive line
Chalk it up.
Start playing better, which they have not played
Chalk it
well.
up. Don't add this one to the parlay. Okay. Game 4. This is a great one. Number 9, Oklahoma State at number 16, Baylor. Baylor is favored by 2.5. This is 2:30 on Fox.
First part of that sentence, number 9, Oklahoma State.
Crazy.
So the most silent, they're like a silent partner. Either just somehow 9 haven't really played anyone.
They're my Big 12 pick.
They're your Big 12 pick. They lost this game. This was the Big 12 championship. It's a rematch.
Yep.
Baylor won on basically a goal line stand last year. Baylor just went into Ames, beat Iowa State on a tough game where Iowa State turned it over too much. Baylor lost to BYU.
That was a sloppy one.
They went out to Provo and got their ass kicked by the Virgins, the Mormons.
Can't have that happen.
This to me is like, flip a fucking coin. Who fucking knows who's going to win this game? They're just so close. I'm going to take just take points. When I feel like it's a toss-up, I like taking points.
Yep.
I will tease this game up to like Oklahoma State +7, but I will be taking the Cowboys.
Okay.
Bang,
We're
bang.
both taking them. I like it. That game, that Iowa State game, that was sloppy and shitty. They didn't seem to there was no flow to that game whatsoever.
Ugly game.
Baylor looked lost.
Iowa State's field,
and I'm taking Oklahoma State to win the Big 12, and they have to win this game. So I can't bet against my own interests here.
Yeah, I think Iowa State's physical field feels like it's a backyard.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It
looks like it's Soldier Field.
And you're picking this because you need you just said.
I can't bet against. So why would I not? Like if I bet them preseason, why wouldn't I not take them in this game? Because they need to win it. So, night game, an ACC showdown. Number 10 NC State at number 5 Clemson. Clemson is favored by 6.5. This is the Saturday night game. This is 6:30 p.m. on ABC.
There's two schools of thought. Did Clemson just see their own blood and
this is the exact question to ask?
And just go and just like, oh, that's just a flesh wound.
Yep.
Or is Clemson, his defense give up a lot of points?
Correct.
Now they're playing probably the best quarterback in the ACC, some would say. NC State caught them last year, but it's at Clemson. It's a night game, Death Valley rivalry game. It's going to be just juicy. I'm going to take Clemson, and I'm going to do what I did last week, just hold my nose.
Yep.
And just cheer for Clemson.
I get it.
Mainly because of it's at home at night.
Which is typically the way I view these games. But here's what I think. So this past week, the big game on ESPN ABC was Wisconsin-Ohio State. That game was never good, never close at any point in time. So what I think is,
give me a theory,
Daryl. I think some money is going to go into some officiating's pocket. Ooh. Because they can't have another turd of a game on primetime TV. They pay a lot of money for those contracts. I think that the referees are gonna step on the scales just enough to keep this baby close, and I think NC State gets a backdoor cover. I'm taking the 6.5.
That's an interesting point. I brought my phone out to say, so the spread last week, which I lost on, Clemson Wake Forest was Clemson -7. I picked Clemson.
Yep.
They won by 6 because they won in overtime and didn't kick the extra point.
Mm-hmm. Right. And a lot of times you might not even get that opportunity.
And so there's sometimes that's just why, again, Vegas is so good.
Yep.
That spread is so juicy.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a 7-point spread, it goes to OT.
You win.
The favorite.
That's what you think. Yeah.
I mean, they're just
you
so
just
smart.
assume. Yep.
I mean, Jesus Christ, Daryl.
Well,
I like your reasoning.
Thanks, pal.
I really think that's kind of wise. But I just think that I am haunted by NC State's performance against East Carolina Week 1.
Yep.
In the early slate. And so for that reason, I'm taking Clemson.
Okay. Well, college football, that's going to be just going to be a juicy Saturday. There's going to be a lot of shaking up of the rankings come next week when
there's going to be a lot of different. I want to shout out the newly ranked Kansas State Wildcats who did bust my parlay. They are now 25th in the land, and they have to play. This is just another game to watch real quick. They play Texas Tech, and they are, what would you guess, Daryl, is the Texas Tech who just beat Texas. Mm-hmm. What do you think the spread of that game is?
Where is it at?
It is at Kansas State.
Give me 9.
It's 8. You're amazing. This man really just. And guess what? When I looked yesterday, it was 10.
Goddamn. See,
You're right there.
Right there.
You're right there.
All
brother.
over it. All around the rim, baby.
So that's something to watch. And then I said Washington little Friday night football,
Ooh.
9:30 Central. Undefeated Washington, who's ranked now 15th.
I don't think I saw the Friday game.
They play undefeated Chip Kelly led UCLA Bruins.
Okay.
Washington -3. I am going to absolutely put my dick and balls on the Huskies.
Okay.
That didn't sound great, but
no, put it on there.
Not an actual dog.
No, do it, buddy. Dick and balls.
Not
all
an
over.
actual dog. I would never touch a
dick and balls all over those 18-year-old athletes. Go for it, buddy.
Love a dog. Whether it be an underdog or the Washington Huskies. So that's a fun little. Just so many games. There's we can't even go over all the games.
I know, pal. I know.
I mean, and we didn't. Wake Forest, Florida State. Did we pick that? That's a ranked or unranked matchup.
Yeah, I know. I put it in our. We already talked about it.
Yeah.
But you don't listen to our podcast, so.
We talked about Wake Forest, Florida State.
Yeah, we did.
We picked it.
No.
That's what I'm just saying.
No, we did not pick it, but I have it. Remember, I said, look at bullet point number 1. Incredible week ahead, right below Wake Forest at Florida
You're correct.
State.
We did mention it briefly, just not enough.
I'm a good planner, folks. My agenda, my outlines that I draw up for us are pretty detailed. John looks at it when he gets
I said
here.
it last season. I'll say this: Daryl has an Adderall prescription and I don't, and that is the difference. But that's the class. It's a classist thing.
He's not wrong, folks, but he's also just shut the hell up. Okay. All right. Anything else for college football before we get to the NFL, the wacky NFL?
Bet on USC money line. I don't care what it is. And just enjoy it. Watch every snap.
I agree.
Watch
I like
16
that. That's a great way
games
to go
at once.
Yeah, just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. Have so much fun. This is the last time the conferences are going to be like this.
Yep. Guys, enjoy it now because next week playoff baseball starts, and we got to get. I'm sorry.
Ugh, don't even. They put on the fucking Yankees game at the casino.
Oh, did I let out some? I let out some choice words.
At a casino, Saturday, fall, first conference, and they throw on the fucking Yankees game on the big TV. Okay, what's his name?
Aaron Judge is going for 62.
He's going for 62. Congrats to him.
He still hasn't hit a home run yet since that. So
I hope.
he's still at 60. All right, NFL time, baby.
Let's do it.
All right, John. A lot of things happened. Okay, remember last week I made a list of teams that are great, and there's 4 of them on that list. It was Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Chargers. 3 of those teams lost this week, John. Outright lost. Didn't cover. Lost. I
love that you added it.
And I hate it. So now I'm going to keep those same 4 because I still think those 4 are still like great.
I think the Chargers are. I would put at least a question mark next to them.
Should we remove Chargers from great?
Let's just put a question mark next to them.
No,
Chargers
goodbye. If we both don't agree, see ya.
I want everyone.
Bye.
I want everyone to know Daryl has under teams that are great, and then he has Dolphins added in parentheses, and then he has Jags added in parentheses, and then a smiley face. Jags.
Because I just assumed maybe you'd be like, no, Daryl, they're not great, but God damn it, they're great.
They're great for now.
It.
Hey, this is a weekly segment.
Right.
This is just who's great, right? You know.
So now we have 5 teams that are great, which is
and one of them are the Jacksonville Jaguars, led by T. Law,
which is just, I love it. But the teams that absolutely suck, there's no change in that one.
Colts still bad. We still hate the Colts.
I hate the Colts. I hate them.
That reminds me of the bad beat.
I hate them.
I got to bring it up.
Yes, I hate them.
I have Chiefs money line. A couple of things I had to, who cares? Blah blah blah. Same game play, and I have Travis Kelce for over 70 yards.
Yep.
And he has 58, and he drops a 13-yard touchdown.
Yes, he did.
And he drops it and goes.
Might be the only drop of his entire career.
Oh, and he goes, oh. And it just...
He'll never drop another ball again. But that's what happens.
Fake field goal by the Chiefs. Fake field goal. Obviously, what is this?
Like, I don't know what was happening
there.
And then, like, they had a chance to cover, and the kicker missed another one.
Why you doing a fake field goal?
I'm furious about. I can't even.
Andy Reid.
I can't even get into how pissed off I am. But so Colts suck, Commanders still suck, Falcons still suck. I know they beat the Seahawks, but they suck too. Texans suck, Titans suck, Jets suck. Lions suck.
Raiders
Thank you,
suck.
Lions. Yeah, I added the Raiders. I said it from the get-go, before the season started, I thought this team was going to suck.
You're correct.
And they are the only team that is 0-3.
Really?
Yes.
It's just a weird year. Only undefeated NFC team is the Eagles.
And I want you to know, I did add Lions to this list strictly because they absolutely had my Minnesota Vikings beat 15 different times, and their coach and their staff absolutely let them down. They just kept leaving this game open, leaving the door open for my boy Kirk Cousins to come back and win it. It was insane. They were up by 10 twice in the game. The Lions were. Vikings came back both times. Everybody loves Dan Campbell, but I can tell you that coaching performance that he put on was historically awful.
Yeah.
I want you to know they were up 3.
I saw that the 4th down.
Yeah, and they had like a 56-yard field goal Lions were lined up for. But like they had been going for it on 4th down the entire game. It was 4th and 3. And if they get it, game's over. Or they just pin us back if they just punt. But nope, Dan Campbell elects to kick a field goal, which would only put them up 6, and then give the Vikings the ball back. So it really wasn't that advantageous to even make the field goal, like big whoop.
Yeah.
It'd probably been better just to pin us back or do anything.
Besides what he did.
And he kicked the field goal. The guy missed by fucking 40 yards. He hasn't made a field goal over 40 yards this entire season.
Jesus Christ.
And I don't think in his career. So then Vikings get the ball back.
So for that, the Lions are bad.
And then, Vikings get the ball back, score a touchdown, we win. I was very, very happy. I was about to be very upset, very sad. I was a sad boy there for a little bit, and then
you deserved it. Went after the Wisconsin Badgers.
Absolutely. I can't have both my teams being out of it in not even October yet. So Vikings are 2-1. They got the Saints in London next week.
I think that
they're good though.
I still like
the Vikings. I think they're just
the Eagles are very good. That's their it's like the Eagles
kick the
are
shit
very
out of
good.
us. And
that just is what it is.
And I don't feel bad about that. Dolphins are good. Tua, Dolphins.
Dolphins are good.
But I also I think the Bills win that game 9 times out of 10. Like they also blew it, but
they did blow it. They were also. It was a weird thing with the Heat. Like there was on 4th down in the. I'm sure you watched every snap. And Josh Allen is so fucking exhausted from the 110 degrees in the field that he threw a dirt ball at the wide receiver's ankles that would normally be. He would when it comes
ran off the field.
When it comes playoff time, he's not throwing that ball into the ground. It's not going to be 110 degrees.
I agree.
Also, they just had they mishandled those 2 drives at the end.
Big time.
Of each half.
Yep.
So they did basically the same thing, and they mismanaged the clock, and they didn't get the opportunity to score more points, and that's going to make you lose football games.
Do I know it's something, a thing that a lot of analysts say about a team that wins in an ugly game like that? They always say so they're talking about the Dolphins. Because I think the Bills just lost that game.
Yeah.
And they're always like, no, good teams, they find a way to win. I don't believe in that at all.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. I just think that you got lucky. The Vikings, they came back. Yeah. They're like, oh, yeah, good teams find a way to win. Like, no.
I think especially in the NFL.
No.
I think it's different in college. I feel like in the NFL, the level of play and coaching, everything is so high that it's just luck at some point. It's just it's also just one little error
by the other team that you have to take advantage of. Which I guess if you take advantage of the other team's mistakes, great. But the Bills lost that game. I don't think the Dolphins are that electric. But
they're very good.
We'll find out. We're going to find out right away. On Thursday night.
They're very good. I just think that, I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year.
I think they're going to come back down to earth a little bit.
I think there'll be some regression, but they are.
Here's also something that you should bet on. This is definitely going to be the lowest odds you'll ever have right now on the Bills to be the number 1 seed and the Bills to win their division. Because right now, I think it's plus something because the Dolphins just got their head-to-head win against them. But you don't think the Bills are just going to still win 14 games this year? Because I do. And do you think the Dolphins are going to? I don't.
During the game, did you ever have this thought? And it was also just one of the best football games I've seen in a long time in the NFL. It felt like a college game, and that there was a good atmosphere. They were throwing the ball. They weren't just fucking. They were having some scheme stuff.
Yep.
And during the game, I was like, if the Bills win this game, I was like, do they go undefeated? That's how much I like the Bills.
There was a talk
because they're very injured.
Yes,
they're very injured in the secondary. I'm like, if they can pull this out on the road against a good team and win, they may not lose.
That's right.
But I agree. I agree with that bet.
I just that's going to be their best odds ever right now to hammer the Bills because, and you should probably get it in before Thursday because the Dolphins play at Cincinnati on Thursday Night Football, and I think that after that game, the odds will shift heavily back into the Bills' favor. Mm-hmm. So that's a little Daryll betting tip of the week for you folks. All right. Okay, John. There's some. We both sucked picking. I sucked even worse. You went 2-3. I went 1-4. I started off 5-0 this season, and I've gone 1-4 back-to-back weeks. And I don't think I've made a bad pick. All these teams just keep letting me down.
Spoken like a true degenerate. Just the degenerate hour. I will say the Chiefs, it's I feel, again, I'm looking at my picks that were wrong. The Bills, it's should have won that game.
Yep.
The Niners, what am I going to bet on the Broncos? It's
I hate the Broncos. God damn, I hate that team.
I do regret my Bucks pick. I think looking back.
Okay, think about this with the Buccaneers, John.
They're so injured.
No, but also think about this. This is something that has never happened in the history of Tom Brady's career. I'm not looking this up because I don't know the actual
facts. He's never
been
1-2?
No, there's no fucking way that guy's ever scored a touchdown as time expired, as he just did, and then didn't convert the 2-point conversion. He had a delay of game on a 2-point conversion. And then that's what
dementia.
They lost
Alzheimer's. He's 300 years old.
That's never happened. That's just the Packers' luck.
Yeah.
They got it. Buccaneers also they're not. There's no one scary in the NFC. The Eagles, I guess, are probably the scariest, which is.
I still think the Rams are good,
but
obviously.
They're good, but they're not scary.
Yeah,
it's more like fear. Whereas the AFC, I fear every team.
Yeah.
In the AFC, they're all better than the NFC teams, which I'm happy I'm in the NFC. It's great. All right, let's pick some games, shall we? Let's get back on a heater, shall we?
This game is
Thursday Night Football, another awesome Thursday Night Football game. Dolphins at Bengals. Bengals are favored by 3.5.
And here's what you have to think about with this game. We failed to mention this. Tua got knocked down, knocked on his head, and then he collapsed to the field twice, leaves the game, comes back.
But John, don't worry. The medical staff said it was a back injury.
Yeah,
which is why he was shaking his head and holding his
he collapsed on the. You know when your back makes you follow.
And he shit his pants like you did. Like that guy had a concussion.
And then they said, so then the NFL Players Association, rightfully so, started an investigation into the game.
Yeah,
and
what happens there?
And they're saying that obviously the Dolphins are saying that he wasn't concussed, he's not in concussion protocol, and so that I hate to say, is affecting how I'm doing this game.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, is this man healthy, or is he one hit away from being out for 3 weeks? What are you thinking, Daryl? I want you to start.
I think that if the Bengals if they are going to put away any fears of a Super Bowl hangover, they have to win this game. Like they have to, because they can't go to 1-3. They just can't do it. So they're going to get this game at home, Thursday Night Football. I like when Joe Burrow's backed into a corner. The kid's just an all-time gamer. I love him. I hate that it's 3.5. I wish it was just 3 or 2.5. But I'm taking the Bengals. I'm riding Joe Burrow. I think that the Dolphins gave everything they had in that Bills game, and I think they got lucky to escape. I just think that they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna have it. In Cincinnati.
Especially on Thursday after the
Heat.
That's
right afterwards.
It's right after
in Cincy.
If this was on Monday night, it'd be like, I love everything you said. I'm taking the Dolphins. I think they lose by 3, and I'm playing the line. I think this game smells like the Bengals kicker redeems himself from Week 1 against the Steelers. He nails a game winner.
So you're taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins plus 3.5.
Okay,
because I think they lose by 3. That's how close this game is.
It's going to be good. Okay, this one at the beginning of the year, you never would have put this one on a list. It is the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 6.5. It's a noon CBS game.
I'm so excited. I'm absolutely taking the Jags with a fat 6.5 point spread. Sure, the Eagles may clap them, but they're coming, coast to coast for Jags. Coming, they're going everywhere. I'm taking the Jaguars. Just a very big spread.
It's so big.
I think that playing the Washington Commanders makes anyone look pretty good.
And the Vikings.
And
the Lions.
It's like they've had, that's just a big spread, dude. That's a big fucking spread.
It is.
What is this, Super Bowl? It's a pretty nice spread you got there.
John, this is an insane game. The Eagles have been great. Offensively and defensively, all 3 weeks so far. The Jags are so fun, and I think Trevor Lawrence is the real deal.
He looks good.
But can he go into that crowd in Philly? Can he go in? I hate the 6.5 is so high. I'm taking the Eagles only because they haven't proven us wrong yet.
I'll be taking the Eagles money line, which means the Jags will win outright.
Oh, absolutely.
So fade that.
Oh, absolutely. Without a question. That is... Yep.
Well, that just sealed the
you guys
fate.
all have a couple picks out there that are free.
Yeah.
That's free money for all of you. That game is so incredible. By the way, before this is also the first week of the London games, so there's gonna be a game at 8 a.m. and it is my Minnesota Vikings. So
you're in London this week.
You're goddamn right. I went to the London game a couple of years ago when the Vikings played there. It was awesome.
Guy Ritchie movie. He's like London. Bad weather, worst food, Mary fucking Poppins. So
I don't like that.
I love it. I think that's so
Team
funny.
London. All right, the Queen just died. All right, moving on. This game is also incredible. Bills at Ravens. Ravens are getting 3.5 in this one. Also a noon game.
I think that
this game is great. Too.
Just so many juicy ones. After watching Ken Dorsey, a former Miami Hurricane, national champion, slam the headset, and we can say the same things about the Dolphins that we said. We can say, hey, they're tired. I just refuse to bet against this Bills team.
I know. You never feel bad doing it.
And so while I'm really torn here, I cannot imagine this Bills team losing 2 games in a row. And the Ravens have been known to let leads slip away. They're not dominant, and this
they
will
can
also
score like crazy.
They can score like crazy. It comes down to the Bills are very banged up in the secondary, and that might really that might go in the Ravens' favor. Having said that, I'm not betting against the Bills, dude.
God, man,
I'm not doing it.
After all this division winner stuff,
you just said that
and
they're going to drop it. You think they might drop another one, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to lose the Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Ravens.
But bet on them to win the division.
I still believe that because I think the Dolphins are going to lose and they'll still win. So I'm taking the Ravens. I'm taking the 3.5 points. Lamar Jackson's been awesome.
God,
really awesome.
He's really good at playing football.
The only game, like the Ravens, the only game that they've lost so far.
You know what I'm taking? I'm switching. You know I'm switching because I'm holding these. And look at this color.
A purple coaster.
Switch me to Ravens, dude. Switch me to Ravens.
That is
sometimes
terrible.
as a gambler, I'm holding something purple and I'm like, that's a sign.
Okay, well.
Whoa, the table's blue. Hold on.
As someone that wears a purple jersey every week, I can tell you it does not bring you good luck. Okay. But I'm still with the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson's really awesome. I think this is going to be a really high scoring game. And like you said, like Bills are roughed up. I do hate betting against the Bills because they're fantastic. But I'm going to
the Ravens are getting 3.5.
That's
Bills
why
win by 3.
I want the points at home.
Yeah.
They're both really good teams. I'm just taking the home team, and
this is it. This is why I'm taking them.
All right, Game 4, Sunday Night Football.
Dun, 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 dun.
A Super Bowl rematch.
A couple years ago.
Chiefs at Buccaneers. Buccaneers getting 3 at home.
Two teams coming off of really, really just tough losses.
And did not look sharp.
Did not look sharp. I think this is a little payback. I think the Chiefs, anytime a team beats you in the Super Bowl, you never forget that, right? Especially as Mahomes. It's like
that's right, buddy.
Brady affected his dynasty. Mahomes could have 2 right now, and he's got 1. And the kid probably would rather have 2. So for that, I'm going Chiefs. Daryl type Chiefs into the app.
I'm in. Yep. I want Chiefs. I think the Buccaneers. I don't think the Buccaneers are good.
Also injured.
I don't. They have no firepower at all. Their defense is good.
They do seem to be shooting pool with a rope.
I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be an ugly game, which probably doesn't help with this spread. Seems like it's going to be like a 17-10 Chiefs win. Book it.
Yeah,
okay.
Book it. See, exact score bet.
Ooh, don't do that, folks. Ooh, I like it. All right, Monday Night Football, also another good one. Rams at 49ers.
Dude, what a weekend of NFL
49ers.
Games. This is just the best weekend ever.
Giving 2.5. 49ers are favored by 2.5. I don't know how the hell that's possible, but it appears that is correct.
Is that spread accurate?
Well, I'm guessing it changed since I did this. Nope, still 2.5. Unreal.
I'm absolutely taking the Rams plus 2.5. Also, what are the bookies now?
That 49ers Broncos game last Sunday night no one should ever have to watch that shit ever again. 49ers are favored to win this one by 2.5. And you know why that is, John? It's because the Rams offense has not looked good, and their offensive line has not looked good, and the Rams, what they can do is get to the quarterback. So
I'm a little shocked.
I am too,
I'm looking this up. So
what do they know?
This is now okay. This is we talked about this last year. So obviously this is in the NFC Championship game.
Yep.
The Rams won 20-17, which is like amazing that the Rams won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That could have been the Niners. Before that, the Niners beat them 6 times in a row. And they just seem to have this team's number. And, that's no coincidence, dude. That's a lot of fucking games in a row.
John, it sounds like you're convincing yourself to bet on the 49ers, because I am.
And,
And we both think that spread is wrong. And we're both going to hammer 49ers? What do you think, buddy?
Okay. I think that I'm taking the Rams despite this because I just don't believe in this Niners team. But the spread is fascinating.
Yes, it is. I don't love it.
What is going on?
But I'm taking it. Yeah, that's a bad one.
I think in real life, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to bet on this game. That is just same game parlay written all over
It's Monday Night Football. There's no other game to bet. You're betting on.
Yeah, that's a good.
Okay.
Point. I got to recoup my losses from the
Don't ever
weekend.
say something that dumb ever again. Okay.
Before we go, we do have to find the Pac-12 After Dark game. We do have to
have a couple upsetty picks
and have a couple upset picks. Exactly.
All right, I'm 2-0. My last two.
We both have done a good job of it so far, I will say.
All right.
Ooh.
What's spicy to me here? There's not a lot of spice, but I am gonna go. I think Bears go to 3-1 and take down the Giants. Giants are at home. I'm taking the Bears.
I mean, yes.
But you know why?
When you said Jags Chargers last week, I thought you were insane. Now I'll ride with you. Over
because the Giants are not good, and I don't like. They're only and I'm betting money line here, not spread. Giants are favored by 3.5 against the Bears, but I'm taking the Bears. The Giants can run the ball. Saquon looks good. The Bears' defense is still pretty good. They can keep it close, and it just seems like it's going to be an ugly one that nobody will watch, even though those are huge markets. No one's going to watch that game outside of Chicago or New York, and Chicago's going to win. And then they're going to be like, everyone's going to look at the standings. They're like, what the fuck? Why are the Bears 3-1? And it'll be like, they're terrible, and they are, but they're going to go 3-1.
Wow. I'm looking at some college upset picks. And I'm looking at Rutgers, Ohio State. Ohio State is minus 40.5. I'm thinking, Rutgers is 3-1. No, I'm kidding. LOL to that.
I would have never talked to you again. We would have had to shut down the studio.
I don't love any of these games. I'm going to say that Purdue, they are on the road. They play Minnesota, who's undefeated and 21st in the country. I think Minnesota's an upset watch. Purdue can really throw the football. They're a good team.
And it's very Minnesota to lose a dumb one.
And their two losses are to Penn State and Syracuse, who are undefeated.
Because they are getting a little too... Minnesota, the Gopher fan base is getting a little too high.
And I'll tell you what, that's a minus 12.5. I mean, I'm fucking hammering the Boilermakers.
I love it.
Their two losses are to Penn State and Syracuse, who have both of those teams are ranked and haven't lost a game.
I like this one.
So watch out for Purdue. They don't suck.
Okay, our upset picks are Purdue and the Bears.
Wow, do we live in the Midwest or do we live in the Midwest?
Tough. Woo! All right, John.
Purdue.
This weekend, anything? Where are you watching the games at? Where are you gonna be?
I'm back to working on the weekend a little bit. I'm on Comedy Bar on Thursday. What is it? The 30th of September? Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I have some shows Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday I have intentionally. I'm gonna work 9 to 3, but I'm gonna get out each day. I'm gonna get out at 3.
Beautiful.
And I'm gonna go
watch football
downtown Chicago, and by myself. I'm gonna get like a pitcher of beer and just hammer bets on my phone.
Oh, do I love that?
And then I may find your sweet candy ass on Sunday.
I'm gonna try.
You're at the.
Well, no, I gotta try to get back.
Can you get back Sunday? You think?
I have to try to get back to Chicago by 8 a.m. because that's when the Vikings play. So
I gotta tell our listeners about you.
Hey, baby, get your ass up.
I gotta tell the listeners about Daryl.
Please.
So we drink for about 48 hours straight in Dubuque, Iowa, doing stand-up comedy. He wakes me up at 9. Was it 9? It was 9 Central, and he's at the foot of my bed, sitting there in a crisp Vikings jersey.
Yeah, Justin
looks
Jefferson.
pressed, hair beautiful, beard trimmed. And he's like, "Hey, bud, I know you're gonna hate me, but it's 9 a.m. We're gonna get on the road in about 20."
And what did I say?
You can sleep the whole way.
Yeah, but what did I say?
And we're going to get McDonald's.
We're going to get McDonald's.
And I was like, this is going to be an amazing father. This man is just never felt more taken care of in my life. And we hit the road, got McDonald's. I passed
fell asleep.
out.
Yep. And I just listened to NFL pregame the entire way. And I had a great drive.
It was just an amazing. And so I know that you will wake up. And so I will see you in downtown Chicago.
I would love that.
As we
would absolutely love it.
Hammer bets and inner circle. Just we'll do one of these days. We gotta do the pot at a bar. Maybe we'll do that when the studio's remodeled.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Yep. All right, John. Well, this is honestly definitely the best weekend of football that we've had schedule wise. From top to bottom, it is incredible. all the way from Thursday all the way to Monday. You're going to have incredible football to gamble on. We sent you our picks. We'll post them on Twitter. Leave us a review. All of our reviews from last season got erased, so we need new ones.
Yeah, give us a damn review.
And that'd be nice. Okay.
Even if it sucks, give me a 0 star. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, as long as it's funny. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Make me laugh.
Yeah, make it funny.
Fade my picks.
And send us your bad beats.
Send us your bad beats. No good beats, please.
And also, maybe next week, John, we're working on some T-shirts.
Yeah.
We think that something needs to get pushed out.
Yeah, we got to push out. I just want a T-shirt that just says parlays on it. That's it.
Simple.
Just parlays.
Simple, folks. We're very simple men. We love sex and parlays. That's all we got.
The best tweet of the
Diet
year.
Coke.
The best tweet of the year. Reverse cowgirl, so we can both watch my parlays. Is just the funniest. Whoever you are tweeted that. You're a genius.
Yep, we love you.
I mean, we love you. That's so funny.
All right, John. That's it for week 5.
You didn't win. You didn't lose.
You broke even, baby.
You broke even, baby.
All right. Love you.
Love you, Daryl.
Bye.
When you pawn your wedding ring and your head is up your ass.